Killer Kyle, and welcome to another episode of WHEELZ. And if you can see from the title, we're doing a twist talking about a TNA pay-per-view. Of course, the whole 12 years I've been on YouTube, I don't know if I ever did a TNA review. I may have, and I talked about Impact and all that, but I thought we would switch it up a bit.
Right.
So,
with SLAMMIVERSARY coming up right around the corner on the 22nd of July, today we're going back to 05 SLAMMIVERSARY.
oh hell yeah. And watching the highlights of this show, it was really cool to go back. And it's a shame because back then I didn't really watch TNA that much. I don't think I started until probably the year after. I do recognize a lot of people there. I might have saw it actually. I know I saw Stampede a few times.
Yeah.
But I remember watching Abyss and
Yeah.
all that other stuff.
Right.
And so, yeah, this is pretty interesting.
Right.
So we start off at the pre-show. It was Diamond,
Yeah.
who defeated Sonny Sakai.
Sonny Siaki and Apollo. Well, it was a tag match of Simon Diamond and
Oh,
Triton
yeah.
against Sonny Siaki and Apollo.
And I don't know if they showed this match or not, but
Who knows?
like I said, I don't remember a lot of these guys. I remember a majority of them, but Simon Diamond I never heard of. Or
Yeah, Simon Diamond was from ECW.
oh, okay,
It was him and there was two other guys that were a tag team. I can't remember their names. They were the Diamonds and the Rough. I think Simon Diamond even had a version of that in TNA. Don't remember who the guys were. I do remember the ECW version.
yeah. Well, I mean, I probably know him to see him, but
Right.
name doesn't really ring a bell. So
Yeah.
we go on to the pay-per-view. We've got Shark Boy, Amazing Red, two guys I know at least.
Yeah.
Delirious,
Elix Skipper, Jarrell Clark, and Zach Gow.
Yeah, this was pretty cool because you look at Zach Gowen's WWE career, and it was kind of a mockery. But then you go look at him now in TNA, and it's like, holy shit, this guy definitely, like, the wrestlers you see nowadays did a lot better when they were in TNA.
Yeah, or beforehand.
Yeah, so, I mean, this was a good match. There was a lot of cool high-flying moves, and Zach Gowen is always impressive with one leg anyways.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Zach Gowen at a young age lost his leg. I think it was the cancer or something like that.
Cancer.
And so he had his leg amputated, and he ended up needing a prosthetic leg.
Yes.
But when he wrestled, he would take the prosthetic leg off and basically wrestle one-legged, which made it interesting for a guy. Like, he wasn't very big. He was maybe 130 pounds, 135 pounds roughly.
Yeah.
And to only have one leg, you would think it'd be pretty difficult, but it made it look so easy and so effortless.
Yeah.
The things he did.
You know, and yeah, he was one of the inspirations, you know.
Yes,
You know, people
sure.
talk about, you know, Eugene, who was Nick Densmore, who played a mentally disabled person.
Yeah.
In reality, you have Zach Gowen, who is physically challenged,
Yeah.
and look what he could do.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, you have Shark Boy, which was an interesting character.
Yes.
You know, when he started, it was like, okay, it was pretty cool just to see him all together, but then later on through the years, he would develop some reason the Stone Cold gimmick,
Yeah.
mocking Steve Austin and all that, which
Yeah.
I have no idea who the brainchild was for that,
I
but
don't know either.
Amazing Red, of course, you know, someone that I had forgotten about, but
Yes.
Jesus, that guy was awesome,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you know. And this match went to Shark Boy,
Yes.
and yeah, I mean, this was a pretty cool match. Again, a lot of interesting high fly moves there, and very impressive. And I think, you know, I don't know where Amazing Red is right now,
I'm not sure either.
but
Or, well, not really sure where Shark Boy is right now.
this
Zach
was,
Gowen might be on the indie scene.
yeah, I think so.
Amazing Red. Not too sure where he is right about now. Of course, Delirious in this match, he came from. I think this was either in the middle or before he went to. He was in Ring of Honor.
Right, yes.
And of course, Elix Skipper was a member of Triple X with Christopher Daniels
Right.
and Jarrell Clark. I know nothing about that dude.
What's funny about Zach Gowen is I'm not sure what Federation was, but he tag teamed with this guy with cerebral palsy, whose name I can't think of right now, but
Yeah.
you know, I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's just only a matter of time before wheelchair people can get in the ring.
Hey, no doubt.
Yeah. So let me go on to
Soccer against Alex Shelley. And I believe it was at this point, you know, this was before you see Impact nowadays going to, well, they don't seem to do it as much as they previously did, but, like, you might see the odd partnership with Tommy Dreamer's promotion of House of Hardcore, but it really did, like, Pro Wrestling Noah, AAA, Windsor, various other promotions.
Yeah.
But Shocker, of course, was renowned for CMLL.
yes.
And I believe this was the early stages of, like, a partnership with CMLL and Impact Wrestling. But there was also when they had was it the World Cup? Had,
Yeah.
like, teams from different countries and different promotions, and they all fought for a trophy. Anyways,
Well, and it's cool because you had Shocker,
yes,
they had Hector Garza, who
yes,
also wrestled at WCW.
yes,
I think you may have had Strong Man. He was an American export in CMLL. You know, it was really cool to see that part of Mexico wrestling in TNA at that
Yes.
time. And Shocker definitely. See, I was watching CMLL at that time, and to figure out years later, watching old TNA, that, oh my god, there's Shocker.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy, you know. But he did very well in TNA. And of course, Alex Shelley, who obviously, being a part of Motor City Machine Guns,
Yes.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure this was before Alex
Yeah.
Shelley and Chris Sabin teamed up as the Motor City Machine Guns.
But this was a good match.
Oh, yeah.
We need somebody like Shocker. You know, more guys aren't like him, but you have AAA guys now. You've got,
Well, you've got El Hijo de Fantasma, Pentagon Jr.,
yeah,
Phoenix.
you know, it was pretty cool to see those guys, Talia Valkyrie, Johnny Mundo,
Yes,
who also wrestled in WWE.
yes.
However,
And Lucha Underground.
yeah, and Lucha Underground. it's pretty cool to see stuff like that. So, Shocker really needs to come back to the American wrestling circuit. That would be cool. Although I'm not sure quite what happened to him.
Yeah, who don't really even know if Shocker is still wrestling currently.
Yeah. Well, let's look here. Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah.
He's full. He's young.
46.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure how old he was when I was watching Sam Malone, but he was very impressive. Of course, Alex Shelley. And this was a good match. Shocker won.
Yes.
It was pretty cool. Is there anything in the match that... So I try to pay attention as much as I can. But that was another high-flying match.
Yeah.
So it's like watching these guys when they were really young too, like Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin and Ron Killings and Bobby Roode and all those guys. It was pretty cool just to see them as to where they are now.
Yes.
So, speaking of Ron Killings and the Outlaw.
Who was Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn. You know, it's funny because we were just talking about this, and it's like, here's a guy, Ron Killings, who started in WWE as K-Quick
Yes.
with Road Dogg Jesse James.
Yeah.
Coming out and doing this stupid rap, which is what it is. They didn't give him much, they gave him a dance gimmick. And
Yeah.
whatever. So he goes over to TNA as himself.
Yep.
They give him a badass persona. They gave him a title.
Yes.
Didn't they give him the NWA title?
Uh-huh.
So it just goes to show you that Vince McMahon, I don't know, the guy has no concept of what, you know, it doesn't matter who you are or what you are, you gotta have the title because you're that good.
Yeah.
It surprises me because it's the South. I would think it would be opposite, but it's like Ron Killings got the title, Bobby Lashley got the title. I don't know if Monty got the title.
I don't think he ever got that far.
You know, it's kind of like... And then going back to WWE, and then starting this whole new rapper gimmick again, with more material that didn't make sense. They didn't take him seriously in WWE. Why? I'll never know. Because he was a lot better in TNA. They could have did something with him. They didn't do anything with him. He should just go back to Impact or whatever. Because right now, as it stands, Ron Killings is a joke. He's still a joke.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I wrong on this? I don't know. Haven't given him a title in 10 years.
And as far as I'm concerned, it might have something to do with it, or he just is outright completely out of it. That's why you haven't seen him in a year, roughly.
Well, that's true. I mean, I can definitely see that. In which case, I'd put his ass in rehab or somewhere. I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got his shit together now, but... I don't know if that's where you were going, but I just...
Well, because of the fact that I haven't seen R-Truth in so long, WWE either doesn't have anything for him, and they haven't had anything for him in a while, or he may be retired, I don't know, but you haven't seen him in, I'll say at least a year, roughly.
Oh, fair enough.
Like, I don't really think he, got into alcohol or drugs or anything. It's just seems to be he hasn't been on TV for quite a while, so who knows what the situation is, but maybe he's done with the business, who knows?
Well, I mean, that's a possibility too. It's just the whole thing with Goldust kind of was a blur.
Yeah.
You know, you could have did more with that feud, but you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is, and you know, whatever. This match was pretty cool,
Yeah.
and I think Billy Gunn definitely. There was a lot of wrestlers around this era of TNA and that had their drug issues as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Billy Gunn and Jesse James is well documented.
Yeah.
Dustin Reynolds is well documented.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's like, that's basically what it was, you know. The norm, I guess. I don't know why they didn't get help back then, but obviously they should have. Even X-Pac, who basically went out against AJ Styles on crystal meth in a match.
Man.
And the whole thing with Jeff Hardy and Sting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of like they didn't really get their shit together in TNA, and for some reason, nobody fucking knew about it, or they did, and it just didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But, like I said, this was a good match anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that the New Age Outlaws are certainly better than the James Gang.
Yeah, you could say that.
So, we have the Naturals, which was Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens versus Team Canada, Eric Young and Petey Williams.
For the NWA World Tag Team titles.
Wow.
Something I thought of not too long ago, and it's an interesting thought process, but it's the truth. Okay. Team Canada was comprised of Eric Young, Petey Williams, Ghost and Moore, A1, Bobby Roode. Right?
Right.
Okay. Eric Young right now is with Sanity on SmackDown.
Yep.
Petey Williams returned to Impact Wrestling last year.
Yes.
Okay. Scott D'Amore, I believe, is an executive with Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, he's in the training facility.
Bobby Roode is right now working the Glorious gimmick.
Yes.
And A1 is MIA.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what
Like,
happened.
it seemed to be once Team Canada parted ways and they went their own separate ways. You know, you still had Eric Young do his own thing, Petey Williams do his own thing, Bobby Roode do his own thing, Scott D'Amore probably did stuff backstage or whatever, but A1 just disappeared.
I thought Cody Deaner was in Team Canada at some point. But he also had Hacksaw Jim Duggan for some reason.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
But yeah, you have Eric Young who did really well. He had that gimmick where he bumped his head or something and went cuckoo bananas.
Yeah, really.
And tag teamed with ODB. And then he won the title.
Yes.
He won several titles, and then he went to NXT, came back to Impact, and then he just went to NXT last year. And now he's on SmackDown.
Yeah. He
Wow.
was on NXT, did the solo run, went back to Impact, did a few things there, went back to NXT, the whole Sanity grouping came about somehow. Well, they were working off of Eric Young's psycho gimmick he was doing his last go around in Impact. So they brought in Alexander Wolf and, well, go before Killian
Oh,
Dane,
right, yeah.
the other guy, and then Nikki Cross, and then they brought in Killian Dane, and we are where we are now with that faction. But yeah,
Bobby Roode, the guy that, beer money with James Storm, turning heel, having a run with that. I will say this though, and I said, like I mentioned a lot of stuff for when I was a kid. I thought things were different, and now it's just dumb.
meh.
Thinking that Bret Hart was Canadian, but anyways.
Yeah.
And this is no bullshit. I thought for some reason that Bobby Roode was the son of Rick Rude.
I could see the comparison there, although
Yeah,
the different spelling of
yeah.
the last name, Rudroode. But I mean, I could see where the comparison could have been.
And back then, I didn't even use IMDb.
Yeah, really.
However, yeah, it's very cool the evolution of these guys
Oh, absolutely.
and the fact that they're finally in the main wrestling promotion. And it's true, as much as flack the WWE gets, they're still the main promotion that people try to get to in their life,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, for now, it's like, okay, how long does Bobby Roode have, before? Because right now, he's 40 years old, and he's still got a few years left in him.
Oh,
Probably
I'm
the
sure
same
he's
with
got
you.
a number of years left on the
Oh,
tape.
yeah. Basically the same with Eric Young, so it's like,
Right.
let's get something going with these guys. I like where they are right now,
Uh-huh.
but let's get the ball moving. And eventually, alas, the Naturals beat Team Canada.
Right.
Well, and again, like WWE, you have the Canadians cheat.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I will say, I won't be surprised if at some point either Eric Young and Alexander Wolf, or Eric Young and Killian Dean, or Killian Dean and Alexander Wolf, some form of that trio on SmackDown right now, some point down the road ends up as SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm expecting them to feud with the Bludgeon Brothers.
Oh, it's more than likely gonna come.
But whatever happened to the Naturals anyway?
Honestly, have no fucking clue.
Because, again, not watching TNA at that time, it was like all new to me. Like, I watched a lot of the old stuff, and I didn't start watching until 2006 anyways.
Yeah.
Or so far back as I can remember.
Yeah.
However, it is what it is, and
Yes.
watching it now, it just seems like it was a hell of a lot better. And mostly because these guys were younger and faster.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
but good match, nonetheless. And Team Canada was obviously an awesome team. I think they had Team USA as well,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. So,
Yeah.
I don't know why Haxa was ever in Team
I
Canada.
don't
Awesome.
friggin' know, man.
Jesus Christ.
So
we get Samoa Joe versus Sanjay Dutt. And yeah, another guy that's in WWE. And
Julius.
yeah, Sanjay coming back last year. And yeah, these two guys really, even back then, put on a great show.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate to say it, but yeah, Samoa Joe was a lot more thinner.
Yeah.
Maybe, half and half. And, well, fitter, I guess. But you look at Sanjay Dutt, too. And this guy definitely more speed. And
Yes.
this is what Samoa Joe was a big powerhouse.
Yeah.
And he still is. He's still the
Oh yeah,
human suplex machine. But this match was awesome.
definitely.
So,
They actually got a match with a representative of Team Canada, Bobby Roode, Peterborough's own, with Costa Moore and Lance Hoyt! Hoyt!
yeah.
Hoyt! Yeah. The big man from Big D, Dallas, Texas.
Fuck yeah.
And I believe that earlier, when he was in TNA previously, he actually wrestled under the name Dallas. I don't know where that came from, I don't know why, but yeah, Lance Hoyt wrestled under the name Dallas. And then, of course, he had a singles run as Lance Hoyt. And then there was the Rock and Raven faction with Lance Hoyt and Jimmy Rave and Chrissy Emmy. And of course, right now, probably still, he's with Davey Boy Smith Jr. as
Lance
the...
Archer.
Oh, fuck, what's that team called?
Oh. Oh, fuck. I'm not sure.
I don't even remember, but yeah.
Oh, I look it up, but yeah, he's basically in Japan.
Yep.
As Lance Archer, and
Yes.
so yeah, this was pretty cool. And of course, Scott D'Amore was trying to distract Lance. You got Bobby Roode going in for the pin, and yeah, Bobby Roode wins this match. But very impressive, you know. I think Bobby Roode, and a lot of people say this nowadays about him, is he works better heel. I don't know why he's being shown as a face. It's like, well, I kind of like it. You know, I think once you hit a certain age, I think, you know, you should just be a face. You know, there's really no point in being a heel. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I think he's in WWE now. Yeah, he was a good heel. But if he's being cheered, then just let him be a face.
It's like, you go from Bobby Roode being in NXT, being the Ric Flair-esque kind of character, the robes, the pretty ladies, the big house, the fancy watches, the fine dining, the Range Rover or SUV, whatever you want to call it, the private jet probably, and then you go from that to dancing in No Way Jose's conga line.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the whole Glorious character is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's just, you know, something new.
The whole, I mean, when he initially went face, it made a lot of sense, and it's worked out pretty good so far. I mean, he's already been fucking United States champion, so that's beneficial for him. It just seems so weird seeing him cut a rug and let loose.
It's, yeah, it's definitely the character for him. I mean, we saw Austin Aries do it. It was like, well, he was only doing it to...
Well, he was mocking, no way.
mocking, yeah, so... Yeah, it's weird. I can't say that I enjoyed that myself, but
Yeah.
I think Bobby Roode is one of those guys that definitely need a bigger push. It doesn't matter heel or face,
Right.
but as of right now, who knows what's gonna happen? You know,
Yes, sir.
but yeah, that's the way it is.
Yep.
So now we go on to America's Most Wanted. Speaking of, you know, beer money, we've got America's Most Wanted, Chris Harris and James Storm.
Wildcat, the Tennessee Cowboy.
Yeah. Versus
The Three Live Crew of BG, James, and Conan, with Ron Killings, three of the oldest and most experienced guys in TNA in this time period.
yeah. And you know, it's funny, last week I said that Conan looks like a tired old Ben now. Back then, he's fucking ripped.
Oh, absolutely.
Jesus Christ. Like, the guy definitely did a lot more fantastic moves.
Oh yeah.
He was like a brick shithouse.
Front roll into the clothesline.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then of course his days in WCW
Yeah.
and in Mexico. So, Chris Harris and James Storm, you know. James Storm is another guy that kinda has left the spotlight for a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's planning on coming back or actually gonna try WWE again,
Yeah, maybe.
but he's another cool guy that definitely. And I will say this, and I was watching it recently. I had no idea that James Storm was on WCW.
Oh yeah,
He was there for like near the end.
yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I never really watched a lot of WCW, but to see that, and of course AJ Styles near the
Yes.
end of that run, you know, it was interesting. But yeah, James Storm, definitely one of my favorite wrestlers
Yeah.
in TNA. But this match would go to America's Most
yes.
Wanted. I mean, America's Most Wanted is a great tag team anyways. That I'm not even sure what happened to Chris Harris.
Well, America's Most Wanted split. James Storm and Chris Harris feuded for a little bit. Then Chris Harris went to WWE as Brandon Walker. He was in WWE for a little bit. It only lasted a few months, and then he left. And after that, who the hell knows?
Yeah. So, this was a good match. And we move on now to. We got the TNA X Division Championship. A three-way elimination match. Christopher Daniels, Chris Sabin with Stephanie Trinity, and Michael Shane.
With Tracy.
Yes. And this was a good match. We got Michael Shane, who eliminated Chris Sabin. And we had Chris Sabin eliminating Christopher Daniels. Now this match, how the hell did that work?
I believe you had Michael Shane eliminate Chris Sabin, and then Chris Sabin eliminate Michael Shane and win, or retain whatever, the X Division Championship.
Yeah.
I think he won the X Division Championship. I think Chris Sabin might have been X Division Champion at the time.
Well, yeah, because it says here that Christopher Daniels won.
Yes.
Okay. So then we go on to the last match. And the reason I wanted to do this pay-per-view is because I saw this match recently in a flashback for the last TNA show. And it was the King of the Mountain match.
Yeah.
You have the NWA World Heavyweight title on the line. You have AJ Styles, Raven, Abyss, Monty Brown, and Sean Waltman.
Yes.
And this was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And it was
Absolutely.
it was almost like TLC meets War Games, if that
Kinda, yeah.
makes any sense.
The thing that really made it interesting is the way they did it was essentially a reverse ladder match.
Yeah.
Because usually with a ladder match, you wrestle your opponent or opponents, beat them down, incapacitate them, climb the ladder, and retrieve the title.
Yeah.
What TNA did was you'd wrestle your opponent, and if you pinned one of your opponents, they'd leave, be in a cage for 2 minutes, and they made you eligible to not retrieve the championship, take the championship and hang it.
Right.
That was the little twist they did. Instead of you having to climb the ladder and bring down the championship, you essentially have to place the championship on an apparatus hanging above the ring.
Right. Yeah. No, I saw that. I was like, really? That's messed up.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of cool stunts there. I mean, TNA, as much as I didn't watch it that much back then, you watch it now, it's like they had a lot of really creative matches.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, WWE at this time didn't really have too much. You know, look at TNA, and yeah, like I said, like I always called it WCW light, but at the same time, well, there was a lot of guys that were younger, and they had a lot more inventive matches, like this match, and yeah, it's very cool to see that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like I said, you have Abyss who, you know, like, you look at, my brother said you like this guy, he's like a cross between Mankind and Kane. And
Sort of, yeah.
it was sort of like, yeah, and I did see a few of his matches in the old Ring of Honor.
Right.
And it's like, this guy was definitely the shit. And you have him with Stevie Richards. And then, I think, James Mitchell.
Father James, yeah, James Mitchell, yeah.
And it's like, you know, you take that guy, and unfortunately, like Kane, you kind of mess with him a little bit.
Yeah.
With his character.
Yeah.
They gave him, you know, later part of the years, well, 4 years anyways.
Yeah.
4 years ago with the whole Fader type mask, and
Yeah.
the trench coat, and that went for, you know, that to face paint, and now he's just Joseph Park.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting, that evolution,
Yeah.
you know. And I did, you know, watching something yesterday, it's Steve Parks was actually wrestling as another character in TNA before
Yes.
Abyss.
Yes, yes.
So I was like, I again didn't know that, but there you go. You have this guy who definitely was awesome all through his career. Another one of those guys, like The Undertaker, who never stepped foot in WWE.
Right.
You know, you have Raven, who was in WCW, ECW, WWE, other wrestling promotions as well. You know, AJ Styles, last part of WCW. You have him here, you know, and that gets him, you know, through the years, and then now he's the WWE champion.
Right.
You know, it's funny to say that now. You wouldn't say that in 2006 or 2010 that, oh, AJ Styles will become WWE champion one day.
I don't even think anybody ever expected AJ Styles to even come to WWE.
No. He had a trial run, but it wasn't really good.
Yeah.
You know, Sean Waltman, I already told you.
We know the story of Sean Waltman, of course, we talked about Abyss. Not really haven't been in WWE. Then, of course, Monty Brown.
Yes.
Haven't been Marcus Corvon in the '06 version of ECW with the New Breed.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum,
Mm.
bum. Ding.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you have Raven win the match.
Yes.
Of course, going up to put back the belt, which
Yeah.
I thought was a bit odd, but those were the rules. You know, as much as I try to keep up with watching stuff like this, I'm late watching everything, but the fact is, this was an awesome time in TNA. And of course, well, when I started watching anyways, it was like when Team Canada was ending. You had the main event Mafia
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, I could have been watching at that time. I don't remember, but definitely a really good show. And I'm glad that we got to actually, do a TNA Slammiversary pay-per-view.
Right.
There's a lot more that we should do in the future.
Yeah.
But I figured since Slammiversary is coming up, it's actually pretty cool just to look back on this and try not to butcher it too much, but, I think TNA, I always called it WCW Light. There's a lot of ECW guys there too.
Oh yeah.
You had EC, what did they call it? It had Mick Foley and Sandman and Sabu and Rob Van Dam.
E squared?
Yeah,
Something like that.
I don't know. But anyways, so this was a good show, and we'll definitely do more of those pay-per-views. I know we always talk about WWE pay-per-views and look back on those matches, but we should definitely explore more. Even talk about a WCW pay-per-view or something like that. So who knows? But next week is going to be the Extreme Hurls. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I think the matches are going to be pretty cool.
Seems like it, yeah.
We have one more week, and it's, we'll see how that goes. And so, for me, Matt, this is Killer Kyle. And to this, we're going to do our traditional toast. We got our whiskey and a little
Walker Special Old Rye Whiskey.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll talk to you next week.
Zdrowie.
Zdrowie.